Hello, another live stream to no one, probably because I've only just decided to do it. Because again, like the last one, which actually some people said very lovely things about, which is nice, and a couple of people said not they don't like the rambly stuff, but that's what it's going to be. So I've just before I do this, hit like if you like it. If you're watching this afterwards, of course, as most people will be, hit subscribe if you want to subscribe to it. Hit the notifications icon and go and check out onlinemagic.co, which is my online course, and people like it very much. 600 videos, live sessions every week, etc. Talking about live sessions, one of the points of this video is to let you know that I will be doing a live stream tonight like this from my phone, because I have not got the internet yet. It's boring, I'm not going to talk loads about it, but it's going to be a while, so I can't get my Ethernet cable and set it all up, so I can I have to do it on my laptop. So anyway, that's that. So I'm going to do the results of the giveaway, which was Lux and First Class, put that through the randomizer, and then I might do another giveaway if I can think of something. Well, I should be able to think of something to give away, and that's, I suppose, what I'm going to talk to. Yeah, Gary, I've been super busy. So just so you know why things have been quiet, I did mention it on the last one. I've been away working abroad. I had a wonderful job in Portugal. I can't say loads about it, I don't think, but it was really, really lovely and very intense in a really good way. So that was good, and then got back and had to sort everything out here, and there's just sort of nothing well, lots of things are getting done, but nothing that is magic-y, other than moving magic things around, which is what I wanted to get on and talk about. It's really interesting. So, well, that's for me to know, isn't it? Some people watching this might feel very, very differently. Steve, thanks, man. So part of this, Steve, is to be able to have a more social thing in here as well, I suppose, to friends like you that live close to me, that we can kind of hang out, you know, because all that space is going to be kind of hanging out space. And this is the thing. What it isn't going to be, what it is now, is I've paid for more office space to dump a load of gear in. That's what it is. It's just like people, when they get like an outside, you know, they get the kind of the log cabin in the garden, and then a year later it's just yet again something to hold more crap, which isn't going to be. But when I've just moved the rest of my stuff, and this is quite funny, I think. So this is the collection, okay, of magic books that I see that's where the collection is, which is in the office, which I can reference, etc. And then throughout the last 2.5 years, obviously I take the odd book back here, and I think this is relevant to practice and a lot of things people say to me about struggling with practice. I take the odd book from here home, and I go, right, if I have like 2 books at home, then it's good, because when I'm at home I can't do that thing of get overwhelmed with all the stuff, so I'm going to take these home. And then if I buy a book, it arrives, and then I go, well, I'm going to leave this one at home, because obviously I want to read it before I put it in amongst there, because once it's in there it's kind of lost. It's like putting something in a Dropbox file somewhere. So I do that, and then over to, and in my head, no, they're not in a particular order, Gary, because if they were in order, there would be size difference, and that would upset me. So they should be in order, but I can't bear it, because the sizes would look too random. And I don't read them anyway, so no, I'm joking. So this morning went, I'll tell you what, I'll take all those books that are filtered back to my house, I will take back to the thing. And I imagined like one, you know, five books. These are the books that have filtered back to my house. So there's all the DVDs there. These are all ones that I've gone, right, I'll leave that at home because I'm going to read that. And then all these, which is nearly as much as what's there, which is slightly worrying. And there's sort of the DVDs and stuff. But it got me thinking about, we're so flawed, aren't we? Our brains are so flawed. If you think about it, we think that, I genuinely believe that when that happens. I look at the books on my shelves and I go, I'll leave that there because I'm going to read it. Knowing it's that difference between belief and kind of what you logically know, is that I know that I can't read them, but there's something in me. It's like when we buy a new trick and we buy a new book, we all those ones we've said we're going to work on that we haven't, we think this one's going to be different. Oh no, this book I'm going to have that, and I'm going to start reading it, and we get completely overwhelmed. And it really sort of highlights a flaw in the way we sort of think. And there's that collection thing. And I was thinking, what is it that we're collecting? You know, because I know that I am continually learning magic, but I also know that if I took one of these books and learned everything in it, it would enhance my magic so much. And I know that, and I want to do that. I want to kind of do that thing, which I have done before. And I did the thing about the Steve Forte books. I kind of really worked through that. But then I go back to this thing of not doing that. And I think part of it is the overwhelm of having too much. Part of it is kind of a collecting of something that is more than magic. It's. I mean, for me, I put it back to, you know, when the passion started. For me, it was that thing of when I first learned, like, my first trick. The idea of having a whole book or a whole DVD of those sorts of things was so intoxicating and so beguiling to me that I kind of went, you know, the first one, you know, Books of Wonder, that there's these 2 books that were full of, was incredible. And that has never gone. But even though I've learned differently now that I don't need that much, there's still that kind of, that hunger for it. And with tricks, I think, you know, I was looking at the new thing about the Mr. Blonde thing. I haven't seen it, but it's another Peak wallet. And you go, well, yeah, great, it's another Peak wallet. And even if it's brilliant, you know, what is it that makes us want another one or another trick? And it may be that we're just easy going, okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to use it. I just want it because I enjoy that process of getting it, playing with it and all that. And that's fine. I'm not judging that because I'm exactly the same. But one thing I've learned through doing reviews is, you know, people say, you're so lucky you get all these tricks. And I kind of go, yeah, I am. And I'm blessed and I'm very, very grateful. But actually, after a while, they kind of lose value. Of course they do. And it reminds me of when, you know, people started to be able to torrent stuff. Not magic stuff, I'm talking about movies. You know, or when I got a job years ago in Blockbuster where I could get free video games and I was copying the video games. You know, I was pretty much a kid. And, well, I wasn't a kid, that's pushing it. But I was very, very young, you know, I was kind of like 20 odd, and all of a sudden they lost their value. I could still play them, they still were what they were, but the volume of them made it lose value. So I think there's no learning from this really, other than, is it time, you know, I am really, really trying not to buy as many magic books now and keep looking through. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, Gary, because that's really, really interesting. And yeah, I do think it's something to talk about rather than sort of think, you know, saying there's an answer. North Carolina, Carl, how you doing? I have been busy, Gary. Yeah, quite a library. My first book was Mark Wilson's Complete Course in. Thanks, Carl. Gary, yes, it is, and it's here because I've just been reading it. Oh, where is it? Oh, I might have left that one at home actually. It messes the whole thing up, doesn't it? I brought them back from Melbourne. I've left one at home. So the Mark Wilson book I reread. I'm just trying to look for it recently because I was doing some research for sort of beginners' tricks, some easy tricks. And I've said this before with the Royal Road and things like that, but there's some really good stuff in there. And I went through Tarbells for the first time in a long time. I know everybody says you've got to read your Tarbell, and it's all a bit dry, isn't it? And it is a bit dry. You know, it's not a nighttime read. It's not a page turner, but I saw a trick called double cross in there, right? And loads of people do double cross, and it's basically the same trick. And the idea is, obviously, it doesn't. They say do it with chalk in Tarbells. That ain't going to work. I don't really get that. But the point is that you know, with double cross, you get a it's the old ash thing, right? So they've got a mark on their hand, they don't know it's there. You do a cross on your hand, it vanishes from your hand and ends up in their hand. Well, with double cross in Tarbells, it's different, it's the other way around. But you put something on your nails. So you put something on your nails which will transfer to your palm, which is a really nice idea. So if you've got your hand like that, maybe it's a bit of lipstick or something like that, but you've got your hand like that, and you do that, you can put it on your palm, so you've shown your hand empty at the beginning, which I thought, you know, and the trick in there is not great. You put an X on a bit of paper and it ends up in your palm. It's your palm and not theirs. But I think that's the kind of, obviously what a lot of people are doing. I'm not saying that's how double cross came out. I'm not saying they read that and do it. You know, it's an age-old thing, the ash thing on the hand, but or lipstick or whatever. But it does highlight that thing. If you look at the kind of origins of this stuff, and when I was looking at it, your brain starts working, and that's clearly what a lot of people do when they create stuff. They go back, and I'm not judging that at all. They go back and they feel, well, that's a bit outdated. You can't use chalk on your hands. That's not going to work. So how do we do a version of that? And if you think about, you've got Tarbells, you're going to come up with so much. Rather than having to buy that other stuff, I will continue to buy the other stuff because, in the same way as I will continue to have a pint every now and then, because it might not be good for me, but I get pleasure from it, some sort of pleasure. But anyway, I just thought I'd have a bit of a waffle. So I will be doing a live stream at 5 tonight. Keep an eye out for it. And it won't be from here, so it'll be at home, so it'll be a bit rustic. And when I'm all sorted, it should be next week. I'll let you know. But again, if you are subscribed, do make sure you click the little bell icon, so you know that I can let you know when I am and I'm not going live, and maybe put little things on every now and then when I do a random one like this. So thanks very much. This chuck oven, I still refer to it now. I've got a bit of everything in it. Absolutely. It's great. It's got a great tournament store, tournament store card in there that's really strong, and some blinding tricks. So thanks very much. Go and look at onlinemagic.co now. Hey Mathieu, how are you doing? Nice to see you. And I shall be back at 5 o'clock this evening UK time to ramble some more. Hey Dave, I hope you're good, mate. Take care. Bye.